Monterrey may be one of Mexico's most beautiful cities, but the man who lives inside this house wouldn't know it. That's because Manuel Uribe hasn't left his bed for years. He's trapped inside his home, trapped inside mountains of immovable weight, living the life of an outsider. Manuel's body has grown to unimaginable proportions, giving him at one time the unwanted title of the fattest man in the world.
At your worst, what did you weigh?
My weight was 560 kilograms and I couldn't go on anymore.
560 kilos.
Sí, mucho.
That's more than 1,200 pounds, making Manuel beyond fat. Doctors call it morbid obesity. It affects every aspect of his life. He can't walk or even sit up fully.
I had an obesity problem for many years, a very significant one. I was gaining and gaining weight. I was on every diet you can imagine.
Why did you gain that weight?
Well, I used to eat normal, just like all Mexicans do. Beans, rice, flour tortilla, corn tortilla, French fries, hamburgers, subs, and pizzas, whatever regular people eat.
Then how do you explain this?
I worked as a technician repairing typewriters, electronic calculators, and computers, so I worked on a chair, a sedentary life.
You ate fast food and you didn't exercise.
Yes, I didn't exercise, I didn't walk.
Just how big did his body get? How much weight is that? Well, you're about to find out. We added up the weight of people on the streets of Monterrey, Mexico to see how many it would take to equal 1,200 pounds. Six men, 3 women, and 1 pony make it 1,200 pounds. 2 years ago, confined to his bed, Manuel decided to make a desperate plea for help on Mexican television.
I don't want to die here, but I want to find a way to try and fight. I know someone can help me.
Let's talk about basically obesity. Well, this is Manuel Uribe. This is Manuel when he weighed 1,230 pounds, the heaviest man in the world. And the loose translation of this, I don't want to die. So we started working with Manuel about 3 years ago. And after about 18 months, there's Manuel. You can see he's still fat, even though he's lost about 400 pounds at this point in time. But now let's take a look at Manuel's blood chemistry. Very well could be the healthiest man in all of Mexico. His blood cholesterol, perfect. His HDL cholesterol, perfect. His triglycerides, they have a trained world-class athlete. His blood pressure, they have a teenager. His blood sugar, perfect. And his heart rate, even though he hadn't left his bed in 7 years, was that of a trained athlete. It's impossible to make Manuel any healthier than he is. It'll take another 5 years to get him down to his ideal weight of about 250. And this is Manuel about 30 months after we started at his wedding, where he lost about 550 pounds at this point in time. And there's our 2 Mexican physicians, Dr. Sylvia and Dr. Gustavo, and I'm sitting back in the background there with Manuel. And he's a pretty happy guy. Well, I would be too. One, going from what he was before to a gala wedding.